ready, Lori?
Sorry.
Okay. Good evening. The February 9th, 2022 meeting of the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is now called to order. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is charged with conducting hearings to determine whether an alleged violation of the city code has occurred. Decisions made by this quasi-judicial board will be based on the evidence and facts presented this evening. Our meetings are conducted in accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, and each case will begin with the city presenting its evidence of the alleged violation. The respondent will then present his or her case. Both parties will have an opportunity to cross-examine all witnesses. The board members may question any witness. Comments by both parties must be relevant to the case. Persons wishing to speak will be given an opportunity to do so by the chair and must address the board from the podium after giving their name and address. Upon request, copies of materials submitted by staff are available for review. Board members are reminded to obtain permission to speak from the chair, and questions of the city should be directed to the attorney for the city. At this time, I'll ask all persons who expect to testify tonight to be stand and sworn in by the city clerk.
Please raise your right hand if you plan to speak. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony or evidence you're about to give or present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
On occasion, which basically has been every meeting since we started, we will take cases out of order depending on who's in the audience, and that's no different tonight. Our first case, gentlemen, will be, we'll get to that. Our first case tonight will be 220054, and then under unfinished business, we'll do 211856, and then go back to the regular agenda. So next is our ex parte communications. I'll now ask members of the board if have had any ex parte communications with anyone regarding any of the matters that are coming before the board this evening. If you've had ex parte verbal communications, please disclose the when, where, and with whom those communications occurred, as well as the sum and substance of those communications. If you received written ex parte communications, please disclose the form of the written communications, who sent you the communications, and the sum and substance of those communications. Starting with you, sir.
No, nothing for me.
No, I've had none.
I've had none.
I've had none.
I've had none.
Thank you, gentlemen. Approval of the minutes. Excuse me, have all the board members received the minutes of the January 12, 2022 meeting?
Yep.
If the minutes are acceptable, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Okay. On to our first case. Case number 220054, City versus Ann Cox.
Case number 220054, City versus Ann Cox for the property located at 11317 Lynn Bakes Place. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 12921, parking residential property. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Lori Smith. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated from a citizen complaint on January the 4th, 2022. My inspection revealed 2 vehicles parked on the front yard grass. At that time, I left a door hanger with the compliance date of the 5th of January, 2022. My inspection on January the 5th, 2022 revealed no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with the compliance date of January 6, 2022. I posted the notice of violation letter on the front property lines. This site was no trespassing, and requested copies be sent certified in first-class mail to the owner of record. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. My inspection on January the 11th, 2022 revealed the vehicles had been removed from the front yard grass, and I closed the case. On January 19th, 2022, I noted the same 2 vehicles were now parked in the rear yard. Since the violation reoccurred within 45 days, I reopened the case. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violations taken by me on January 5th, 19th, 25th, and February the 1st, 2022.
We'll accept those. Thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows a notice letter posted in the front yard on the property line. Exhibit number 2 shows the 2 vehicles parked in the rear yard. Exhibit 3 shows the 2 vehicles parked in the rear yard. Exhibit 4 shows 1 vehicle parked in the rear yard. My inspection today as of 3 o'clock noted that the van was still in the rear yard, and I would be seeking a ruling.
Thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Thank you. Is the respondent here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before you speak, state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Jason McBride. It's 11317 Lynn Bake's Place, and Ann Cox, the owner of the home. She just bought the house. Like what, a week before December, she closed on it. We were trying to get the yard. I guess the people before have removed a bunch of trees, so there's about 4 inches of mulch that's all over the yard. So we were using the van to move the stuff in, and when Lori, we got this, a notice was on this with a plastic bag over it, so we didn't even see it until our niece was in the yard playing and found it. So that's when I called Lori and explained the situation. The front yard has mulch, which on section B of the notice, it says that you can park on mulch or gravel. So I explained that to Lori, that it said that we could park there because there was mulch or gravel. She said that she would tell her supervisor that it was incorrect and remove that off the code, that we couldn't do that. So we moved it to the backyard, and then when we did, she said that we couldn't park in the backyard. So I explained to her about using the van to remove the mulch, since we just bought the home. And so she said that we could use the van to remove the mulch, just don't basically park it back there. And I explained that if we go back and forth, that it kills the grass, that we would just need it for like a month or so to get the stuff out. So we got rid of the red car, and then we were using the van to get rid of all the mulch, and by hand, of course. We can't take a bobcat back there because it'll destroy the grass. And she said that was fine. And then now we get a violation or a hearing to come here, but which is what I was asking her. You can't see the van at all because of the privacy fence unless you're in looking over our privacy fence, which we have a no trespassing sign, so I don't see how that's acceptable. But even if the relevance of the no trespassing, we are using it to work on the house, not to keep there for use. We just can't go back and forth. I can't get my trailer back there, and my trailer is 5,000 pounds, so it would sink. So we were using the van to work, and it's only been a month. We just bought the house, so we're not doing it to ruin the neighborhood. We were trying to actually improve by getting all the mulch up. And even if the code was incorrect, it did say on Temple Terrace City Code that we could park on mulch as long as it was packed, whether it was an error or not. We did look it up, and it said we could park there. So, I mean, we have two situations. That one, we looked it up beforehand. It said we could park, and then two, we were using it to not drive back and forth from the front to the back. And the reason it looks like it's in the same spot is, again, so we don't ruin the yard and we keep parking where there's still mulch in the backyard. So if not, we're going to sink. So we're trying to get grass in the yard and trying not to destroy it. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. We weren't doing it to, harm the neighborhood or anything, and when it was first told to us, we asked who called because we weren't doing anything incorrect. She said that she drove by and seen the van, not that somebody called and complained. So, that's incorrect, or unless she just forgot when she told me, but because we were concerned, we wanted to know who called. And she said that she didn't. She just drives by and makes her rounds, because I had stated that we lived on Temple Terrace, or Mission Hills and 53rd Street, and we parked on mulch there, and she said that wasn't her area, that she does 56 and White Way all the way down and our side, and that if the other person let it go, that she's not gonna let it go, that it's incorrect, but it's in writing. So that's kind of where we're at this moment, and we are still trying to, by hand and not destroy it and use a bobcat, trying to get the mulch out on our days off or after work. So it takes a couple weeks.
Questions?
Yeah, could I?
Sure.
When you bought your house about a month ago, does it have a driveway or a carport or any place that you can park that would be correct?
It has a driveway, but I pull into the garage, so that's why we had the vehicles parked to the side. So because I have, trying to get everything organized, I have stuff on both sides of the garage, and then I park in the middle. So that's why we were parked over to the side. And I didn't know it was a violation. I just bought the house. It's like, I don't understand why it can't be parked to the side.
So the next question would be, since you have two vehicles, then you're gonna wanna have kind of a semi-permanent appropriate place to park the second vehicle, right?
Well,
No, I have
the
one
van-
vehicle.
The van doesn't stay. It's solely to work on the house. The van is mine for work. I actually live on 78th Street, Ponderosa.
Well, I guess my point is that if it comes to this, to where you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time, all these people's time, it looks like that you would maybe bend a little bit and park in the right place, and then you just have to let them out in the morning until it's over. It seems like that would be the appropriate thing.
Well, that would sound correct, except for the fact that when I spoke with Lori, she said, and I explained that we were working in the backyard, because when we first originally parked, we parked right up to the gate in the back, and you could see it from the
Well,
top.
see, I wouldn't just, it seems almost unreasonable, but of course, I don't make the rules. I mean, the rules are already made, so we just have to follow them. And I guess that's my point, even though might seem unreasonable, I think maybe that's where we should go here. Otherwise, you're causing a problem for yourself and for other people.
Yeah, well, when I was told that it was okay, as long as we were working back there, because it wouldn't be a permanent thing, that's when we kind of just left it as is, moved it over, and started moving the rest of the mulch that we could. So, and the first notice we never got. The second one we did get, and that's when we called her.
Okay, how much more time do you think to,
Probably like 2 weeks.
any other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to know if it's true about the mulch was in the code and then we removed it.
Yes.
Well, I was hoping to verify that with somebody from the city.
It states in the code, all vehicles must, in a residential zone, must be parked in a driveway.
It says on
Or-
garden,
Says, the first line says, all vehicles parked in a residential zone must be parked in the driveway or an approved surface.
Just one at a time, guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bill.
I just had another question about the comment about if he's got a car in the backyard, how is that a violation? I'm not clear on that.
All vehicles must be parked in a driveway in a residential zone. You can't have a vehicle parked in the rear yard. It's not the driveway.
Okay.
So it's really cut and dry. So the vehicle, we're allowing him to transport mulch from location to location, but when he's done with that, just put it back in the driveway or the street. He can park in the street as well.
Go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, even if it's screened, because he mentioned that it's.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All vehicles must be parked in the driveway, in the residential zone.
Well, you can't park in the street because then they won't bring your mail.
Second. You'll get a chance.
You can park in the street as long as you move the vehicle within 24 hours.
Any other questions for the respondent? You had something you want to say?
yeah, I just was gonna read the thing, it says, section 12-921, and then it is, A and B. well, I guess 1A and B would be, do you want me to read what it says?
If that's what you want to do, sure.
Okay, after it says about, I'll do the, B and then go to the next one. It says, all vehicles shall be parked, on a permanent driveway. All driveways installed, altered, changed, replaced, or extended after the effective date of this section shall be required building permit and shall meet the following, requirements. Vehicles shall be parked on permanent, durable, stable, and dustless surface, meaning the following requirements. 1, driveway material, a hard, all-weather surface driveway which shall consist of concrete, asphalt, brick, paving, stone, block, pavers, such as turf or comparable material or other similar hard surface materials contained by uniform border material to create a neat or orderly appearance. B, if recycled crushed asphalt or loose material is used, it shall be bordered, packed, and rolled for compaction and stabilization. If gravel or shell is used, it shall be bordered to avoid overflow onto the right-of-way. In addition, the border must be raised, decorative, and heavy-duty this is bothering me, so as to be anchored and fixed in place. Landscaping may be an exception to the uniform border requirements as long as it is secured by the driveway.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you done?
Yes, I just,
Okay, you can have a seat. I don't think there's any other questions? Okay, go ahead.
No question.
Okay, no other questions, have a seat, thank you.
you want this back?
I don't- It's not mine, so,
The reason why we do that, it's posted on that property.
yeah, it says no trespassing, yeah,
We have to post it at the property line.
understood.
You can't trespass on
Okay.
the property.
Well, that's because,
No, ma'am, that's,
I'm just explaining.
yeah.
That's why we,
You can have a seat, ma'am. Thank you. If there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do
Go
it.
ahead.
Good.
Okay, in case number 22-6054, I move that the city has proven by greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the city of the Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 11317 Lynn Banks Place. And the applicable code section of violation 12-921. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer and the homeowners, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be corrected on or before our next meeting, which is March the 9th. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continues past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation and actions taken by them to correct the violation and any previous violations committed by a violator, I move that the fine to be $50 per day.
We have a motion, but before we get a second, I just want to make a point of order. I thought I heard you say case number 226054, when in fact it should be.
No, 226054, 00000054.
It's 220054. That's the case number.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just wanted to make that corrections. So we have a motion, do we have a second? No second, motion fails.
I would do 25, which is, I'm guessing, what some other, if you want to amend your motion to do 25 and to keep in
Sure.
the
Yeah.
standard amount, then I would second it.
25 is fine.
Okay, so the motion's been amended to $25 per day instead of 50. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. So, just so you understand, you have until March 9th to clear up the violation. If your work is all done by then and you can get the truck out of the way, then there will be no fine. If the truck is parked in the backyard after March 9th or on March 9th by midnight, a fine of $25 per day will start accruing. You can talk to the, code enforcement officer.
Well, this kind of is relevant to her, just,
Then,
I'll give you my business card.
okay,
You can call me.
okay.
If you have an issue, just call me.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Okay. Next case, please.
Okay, we're gonna move to unfinished. To hear case number 21-1856, City versus Alma Aponte for the property located at 101 Deer Park Avenue. The extended deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight.
Okay.
And the respondent is here.
Did, respondent want to approach? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're under unfinished business, so we don't have to, we've already heard the case, so.
Okay. Well, last time we talked, I needed some like actual documentation. So, just to kind of run back, so we filed a claim with our insurance company for the roof on 4/23/2021. We signed a contract with a roofing company called Gale Force Roofing and Restoration. A couple weeks before that, they had an adjuster come out and adjust the roof at $24,000 of a repair. With my insurance company, it should only be a $2,500 deductible. They filed the claim. They were denied sometime in October. They resubmitted the second claim on November. So towards the end of January, since they didn't get an answer, they just submitted something called a civil remedy notice on February 1st. So they have 10 days from that date, which should be this Friday, the insurance company, to answer my roofing company. If they do not have an answer for me, or they do deny us, my insurance company will be opening a lawsuit against, or my roofing company will be opening a lawsuit against the insurance company to see this forward. I know we're having issues with the tarps on my roof. Well, like I tried to explain to you, there's a couple houses on my blocks that have just more than shingle damage. It's into the trust of the homes. And we had a house down the street that the roof collapsed in. So my issue is I've already talked to the insurance and the roofing company. If I do go up there now and do any repair work on it to stop the leaking that I have now without the tarps, my claim will now be null and void. Since I've done the work, they won't accept the claim at all. So I'm kind of just at a standstill here. I've been calling the insurance company every day since, and the roofing company since the last time I was here. And that's when I got the information today that they filed that on the 1st, and they have till the 10th to answer, or we'll be opening up a lawsuit. I have the actual claim that they sent to the insurance and the assessment agreement as well with the roofing company that I have signed.
Great. How soon, let's assume that they answer within.
So they have till Friday, pretty much the insurance company does, to answer if they deny me or if they don't
Let's
answer.
assume they answer and they finally move forward. Is your roofing company ready to move forward right
They're
away?
ready. They have materials and everything. They're just waiting on the approval.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you have any written communications up to date from now? I think did you ask us for extension last time?
I did, but last time I don't think you were here, and he had filed that he wanted an answer the last time, so it's kind of like a final notice, and that's why I'm here today, because you guys said I didn't have like enough documentation, that you would prefer that.
But it's kind of all written communications, any, like between you and the insurance company? There's
Everything.
no letters from them?
Everything's by phone call. The thing about the insurance company is that since I've signed a legal document with the roofing company, they're the ones handling all the litigation with the insurance company. I'm not able to they're not able to give me any information since the roofing company is not my representative. So when I do call, the only thing I can get is, we sent it to your roofing company, or we haven't communicated with your roofing company yet. So that's why I have to go through the roofing company to get the information that I'm able to get.
And you told them that you're about to get
I've been fighting with my roofing company for a month now. I'm almost to the point where they pretty much said they could put the roof on. They can. I'll just have a lien of $21,000 regardless if the insurance company accepts it or not. But if they put the roof on, they're saying the insurance company is most likely not going to accept it. And I'll just have to stick with the it's 24,000, so.
How many square feet?
I actually live on 101 Deer Park Avenue. I think the whole house is almost about 2,000 square feet. At least with the roofing, because we have it covers a back porch of ours as well and everything else.
Not a question for him, would it be appropriate to ask the city on, just a general idea about what the situation is and what you feel is appropriate action?
Just looking at my notes here, this case originated April 19th, 2021. Based on his testimony, at least the testimony that he provided tonight, I'm pretty happy with what he provided. I don't have a problem with giving 30 additional days, but this will probably be the last one that I would probably, myself, for the city to move forward with.
Understood.
Okay?
And if you want, I've made copy of these as well to turn these in.
You want them?
I recommend this is the communication that you got from the roofing company that
this is
between it and the,
Yes, this is the assessment agreement and also the insurance estimate that they first filed, and this is the assessment agreement that they've been doing.
It's just the contracts.
Pretty much the
It's not any communications.
Everything else has been over phone. They sent me a couple more emails today of the resubmission and everything else, but I had left work because I had to make it here in time by then, and I wasn't able to print it out. Yes.
That was my question. I want something solid.
Yeah, he's got his
Yes.
contracts with him, but he doesn't have any email communications between him and the roofer company or him and the insurance company.
It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
In April.
It has dates as well, date of loss and the dates that they came out.
Thank you for taking down that top that was shredded. on the roof.
Yeah, like I said, and it's been so long, I've had every tarp on every piece have shredded at one point, and I've had to go back up, so I apologize, I know.
The one that was shredded, I appreciate you taking that.
No problem, no problem. Like, I already feel bad enough my house looks that tacky, so.
Mr. Chair, I will say that the agreements showed that they were entered into back in April of 2021, and if you would like those put in the record, we can certainly put.
Please, if you could, yeah, of course. Like I'm saying, like,
Sure.
the day that he filed for that he left the first, violation, my insurance company had already came out, or not the insurance, the roofing company already came out, the adjuster looked at the roof. He already was filing the claim. He literally, I think, filed the claim 5 days after I got the violation. So I already had this working on for a while, like.
And you showed them that copy of the violation.
Yeah,
Yeah, this.
like, how can I
put
say?
the pressure on them.
In October, when I first had to kind of appear here, they sent a lawyer out with me. I had a lawyer here with me that actually spoke for me, and he was the one that kind of.
So, just so that, we all know why you're here, but just to keep the record clean, so you're asking for another 30 days?
Yes, sir.
Are these your original?
No, sir. I have copies. I do have copies, yes, sir.
So, if there's no other questions for the respondent, I'll entertain a motion.
I apologize. Can I ask a couple more?
Absolutely.
Real quick, just so we have.
Sure.
Let's, thinking positive, and if everything works out and stuff, do they have the roofing supplies to be able
Yes,
to
sir.
do it so that there's no?
Yes, sir. They've honestly had the roofing supplies for over 2 months now.
Yeah,
Like I said, we're just literally waiting on.
asked him that earlier.
Yeah, we're just literally waiting on the approval. I mean, I have the $2,500 down for the deductible right now, as soon as they approve it, but the 24,000 is out of my league right now, in all honesty.
Okay, so if there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Make sure you get a permit for that when you replace the shingles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
In case number 21-0856, City versus Mr. Aponte, for the violation section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C, at 101 Deer Park Avenue. Based on the testimony we received tonight, I move that we extend the date for compliance to the next meeting, March 9th, 2002.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. You got 30 more days, and come on back and tell us how it's going.
Yes, sir.
Question for you, Kristen. It's the second time that they're reading a case number that's a little bit different than the case number on my agenda.
I have 1856 as well.
I have 1856, and you said something
What did I
different.
say?
You said 0.
You said
Oh,
0856.
On the
Instead, I'm wearing my glasses.
notice of violation.
1856.
Okay, okay. So just, again, just for the record, the case number should be 21-1856. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't something,
No,
okay,
on
so,
the agenda, it's 1856.
okay. He didn't have his glasses on.
Yeah.
That's his excuse.
I'm gonna make that.
Okay, you're good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Okay, so now we're back to the beginning of the agenda. There's no other respondents here. So we'll start with case number 21-4253.
Yes. Case number 214253, City versus Derek Stewart for the property located at 616 Courtney Drive. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of sections 81022 minimum standards hot and cold water supply, section 81021 minimum standards sanitary facilities required, and section 2291 city garbage service required. Case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Jose Silva. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. Jose Silva, Co-Compliance Officer. This case originated August 5th, 2021, from an email from utility building advising the service to the residents had been turned off due to the bill being delinquent. I responded to the residents, met with the owner, advised him the residence cannot be occupied without active city services, which time I provided a door hanger with a reinspection date of August 10th, 2021. On August 11th, 2021, I noted the account still inactive, which time I completed notice of violation with a compliance date of August 23rd, 2021. I posted the notice at the home as well as City Hall, also mailed both copies certified and regular mailed to the address of the registered owner. On August 19th, 2021, Director Baroni was contacted by the homeowner requesting additional time. From the time period of August till today, the homeowner was given several extensions to get the service hooked up to the residence. As of today's date, the service is still not active at the residence. I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the notice posted at the front door and a copy of the delinquent water bill from utility building.
I accept those, thank you.
The bill amount is $2491.33,
$2,491.
33 cents.
The water, that's the water bill?
That's for all the services, water, sewage, garbage.
That's why the water was turned off, because
Excuse me, sir?
so it accrued to that amount, then the water was turned off.
Yes, sir. So I'm asking for a finding.
Okay, any questions for the code officer?
Just curious, is the house occupied?
Yes, sir.
There's no other questions?
Oh, I guess, did
question.
the owner give any reason why he couldn't or wouldn't pay his bills?
The owner has been speaking with Director Baroni directly. He hasn't spoken to me at all.
Every 2 or 3 weeks, the woman would call me. They went through COVID. They both, husband and wife, got COVID. Financial reasons, they lost their jobs because of COVID. So they haven't, the last time they paid a bill was July of 2021. So there's a financial hardship there, and I didn't want to bring it to the board. I was trying to avoid bringing it here because of the hardship. But this case needs to be heard because of, God forbid, there's a small fire inside the home.
Yeah.
And they unable to extinguish it because lack of water. I would feel terrible if something was to happen. So we gave them about 6 months' time to get through this, but the city needs to move forward with this.
And there was promises made that they would catch up and just haven't, right?
And just,
Go ahead, Rod.
So now they're living without water?
that's correct. For the last 6 months.
That's August, yeah.
Yeah. There's no children involved, it's just a husband and wife. They go to their family's houses to take showers and stuff like that, but they're trying to get services through Hillsborough County right now, but every avenue that they go down, they seem to get denied.
Is it,
You know if there's electricity there?
There is
I
electricity.
believe there's electricity, yes.
Okay.
And,
And the city is picking up the garbage. I mean, so it's no trash buildup at the home.
and the other issue is, they can work something, the water department with them, like payments or, no? they have-
Yeah, but it's up to the director of finance to work that out with the customer. But apparently at this time right now, I spoke to Lynn Boswell today. They're not willing to pay $1,000 or anything, so they're not gonna turn it on.
Okay.
So, just curious, how long have they been did they say they've been unemployed? Just curious.
It's been almost about 8 months, because the last time they paid was July of last year. It's a hardship, it's a terrible,
Yeah, it's terrible.
it's a terrible story, I mean, so, I don't have a problem with you saying $5 a day, I mean, or a fine of $5, $1 a day, that's up to you guys, but, we all have a heart here, you know what I'm saying, but it needs to be heard, this case, and it needs to be presented.
What about, could I speak?
Sure.
What about give them an opportunity that would be very difficult to turn down, like, okay, we will turn your water back on, but the estimated amount would be about, it's not that much, say $75. And you also have to pay, $100 or $200 of the back amount. And so we'll turn your water on, but we need 75 plus 100, or 75 plus $200 up front, and we'll turn your water on, and then,
That's kind of outside our.
That's outside of our purview.
I hear you loud and clear, sir?
Yeah, that's outside of our purview, and from what I understand through the history, there was some promises made that were not kept, so,
well, they'd have to pay up front each
Yeah,
month, is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
But that's outside of our purview,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
It's a
I was
very-
hoping that they were gonna be here tonight to state their side as well.
Okay. Thank you, Jose. There's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion. Go ahead, Rod, or Mr. Buckley, either one.
I mean, I think we need more discussion, I know I do, I don't know that finding them $25 a day is gonna,
Yeah.
make this better, but at the same time, you can't just not pay your bills, so I didn't,
I mean, the discussion comes after the motion, so.
yeah.
So make a motion, we'll talk about it.
Oh, I'm not prepared to make a motion.
You want to try?
Sure, if you want to.
Okay. That's a tough one. And this is how many violations before I do the
One,
motion?
or two, there's two.
There were 3 violations.
Seems 3
Oh, yeah,
violations.
2, 3, you're right, yes.
We have city garbage and we have sanitary.
Got water, sanitary, and garbage.
Yeah, okay. In case number, I gotta get that right for David.
You have your glasses.
21-4253. I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the city Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 616 Courtney Drive, with the 3 applicable violations, Section 8-102, subsection 2, and Section 8-102, subsection 1, and Section 22-91. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer, Jose Silva, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that the said violation be corrected on or before, and I would like to give 2 months till April 13th, our meeting on April 13th, 2022. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continue past that day for set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors: the gravity of the violations, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violations, any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it, just open discussion.
Okay, we have motion and second.
And I could have done 75 each violation, but I wanted to do it the minimum.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
First of all, just for procedural purposes, I'm not sure where giving them an extra 30 days is gonna help with the situation. I don't quite understand
I meant to do the 60 days to encourage them. This is, to give them ample time, if they have electricity and they need water, to kind of get together and see what they can do in those 2 months.
but they've
Other-
had 8 months to,
I know, but this has not been presented here in 8 months. They went through all those avenues, and hopefully things will work out for them somehow. I don't know. It's a very tough situation, but we have to come with some kind of, something satisfactory. And I know how hard it is. I could have made it $1 a day. It's not gonna make any difference. But I think I was gonna do 75 for the 3 violations, usually, to be.
I agree with the reduced. I just wasn't,
But I reduced it to the minimum and gave them another month just to, things, because now it's tax season and, maybe they can come up with some kind of plan.
I like the extra month personally, so, yeah, the dollar amount's really difficult for me because it's like,
It's not-
if you start hitting them with that, it's just never gonna get paid, and it's not a good motivator to, but at the
Especially
same
water.
time, you have to, there's no precedent to do $1, $5, we've never done that before. Tom suggested it, so, I'd be open to it, but we've never done that before.
I had a question before I made the motion, but this is just, it's not relevant to this. But what was their average bill?
I don't know that.
Yeah, we can't,
I'd
gotta-
be speculating.
Yeah, you
Just keep in mind, at the end, hopefully the goal is to get compliance.
Yes.
And once we get compliance, they could always come back for a lien reduction.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
Next case, case number 215098, City versus First National Trust Company for the property located at 109 Mission Hills Avenue. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8102 13C roofs maintained in good repair and Section 8102 18A sanitation shared area maintained in good repair. Case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on September 9th, 2021 for stained exterior walls and growth on the roof. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of September 16th. My reinspection on October 18th showed no change, so notice of violation was prepared on that date with a reinspection date of November 3rd, 2021. I posted the notice at the site as well as at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. The resident did call me and ask for an extension to bring the site into compliance, which I granted. My reinspection on January 24th showed no change, so a notice of hearing was prepared, and the case was scheduled for the February Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by myself on October 18th, 2021, and January 24th, 2022.
We'll accept those, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows the posting of the notice of violation. Exhibit number 2 shows the wall stains. The site is now in compliance as it has been repainted. I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance and seeking a finding.
Very good, thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion. Thank you, Rod.
In case number 21-5098, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 109 Mission Hills Avenue with the applicable codes, Section 8-102, No, yes, correct.
You're right.
Yeah, section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C, and section 8-102, subsection 18, subsection A. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer, Douglas Allen, along with the sworn testimony received from the code enforcement officer, along with the other evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation of which is received and entered as part of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violation were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case.
Case number 215552, City versus Ian and Kara Longen. For the property located at 9411 Bellhaven Street, the case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8-102-13B. Exterior walls maintained in good repair. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of hearing and the notice of violation were both properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case originated by me on September 29th, 2021 for stained exterior walls. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of October 11th. My reinspection on October 26th showed no change, so I generated a notice of violation on that date with a reinspection date of November 8th. I posted the notice at the site as well as at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the owner of record. My reinspection on January 24 showed no change, so I prepared a notice of hearing and scheduled the case for the February Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by me on October 26, 2021, and January 24, 2022.
We'll accept those, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows the posting of the notice of violation. Exhibit number 2 shows the exterior wall stains. At this time, the site is in compliance, and I'm submitting an affidavit of compliance, and I'm seeking a finding.
Thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
All right, I'll take this one.
Thank you.
Let me put my glasses on this time, so.
Okay.
All right, in case number 21-5552, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on a property located at 9411 Bellhaven Street, Code Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection B. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board had received from Code Enforcement Officer Doug Allen, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that no fine be imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Case number 215688, City versus FNS Home Investment LLC for the property located at 10313 Councils Way. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8-102-13B, exterior walls maintained in good repair, and Section 8-102-13C, roofs maintained in good repair. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on October 6, 2021. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of October 18th, 2021. My reinspection on October 29th showed no change, so a notice of violation was created on that date with a reinspection date of November 23rd, 2021. I posted the notice at the site as well as at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. My reinspection on January 24 showed no change, so a notice of hearing was prepared on that date, and the case was scheduled for the February Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by me on October 29th. Exhibit number 1 will show the violation posting, and the site is in compliance, and I'm seeking a ruling, and I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance.
Accept all of that, thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make this one.
Thank you.
Case number 21-5688. I move the city is proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the city as Temple Terrace City Code existed at the property located at 10313 Councils Way, section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection B, and section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer Doug Allen, along with any other photos, affidavits, evidence, and notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of the hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Motion and second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Case number 215710, City versus 12260 Group LLC for the property located at 12260 Morris Bridge Road. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 81665A, minimum standards, commercial buffers, and repair. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman, board members. Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on October 7th, 2021. My inspection at that time noted the wooden fence on the east and south side of the property in disrepair. I left a door hanger with a compliance dated December the 8th, 2021. My inspection on December the 8th, 2021 revealed no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with a compliance date of December 23rd, 2021. Affidavit of service was obtained by hand to front desk manager Sheikah Williams. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violation taken by myself on January the 18th, 2022.
Accept those, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows the east side wood fence in disrepair. Exhibit 2, 3, 4, and 5 shows the fence in disrepair. It's either on the east side or the south side of the property. Mr. Chairman, also the registered agent contacted me on Friday, February the 4th, and yesterday, sir, February the 8th, 2022, by email requesting an extension. I have a copy of the email if you'd like me to read it, or I may submit it to the board.
Yes to both. I'd like you to read it into the record and then,
Gotcha.
then submit it. Thank you.
Says, good morning, Lori. Thank you for speaking with me yesterday. As I mentioned during the phone call, it appears that I am not able to attend the code enforcement hearing on 2/9/2022. As the photographs that I had previously sent to you shows, we carried out what we thought were the needed areas of replacement. I did not fully read the code violation notice and just replaced the areas of fencing that were missing or had fallen down. I was at the property last weekend and saw the fence for myself and realized that the whole fencing needs replacement. This is around 520 feet. I have contacted a couple of local contractors and I'm waiting on them to go to the property and view the job and get me a bid. It is our intention to replace all the existing fencing. As such, I would respectfully request an extension of time to correct the code violation. I would ask that you present this request for an extension of time to the board in lieu of me attending the meeting, as I have to travel to California on 2/9/22. At this point, since I don't have any bids or time frame from any of the contractors, I am not sure how long of an extension I would need. Perhaps a 30 to 45 day extension may be sufficient for me to hire a contractor, obtain the permit, and complete the job. Please let me know if you need anything else from me with respect to this request for an extension. I may be reached at, and then his cell phone number. Thank you, Mr. Dylan Jag Pathiera, Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you. Any questions for the code officer?
Yes,
Go ahead.
so, in a way, he did not know that he had this violation, but the extension he's asking for, we probably be, you know, maybe entertained by the motion. What's the actual question is, he's guessing 30 to 45 days to.
Yes, sir. He misunderstood. He was thinking that it was just on the east side of the property that needed to be replaced, and he had some repair work done, 3 panels of fencing. He was unaware that it was also on the south side of the property until he actually visited. He didn't read the notice of violation fully.
Would he be required to have a permit? Or?
Yes, sir. It's more than, he's already put up 3 panels on the east side, so at this point, yes, sir. Definitely pull a permit.
How many panels do we have to do?
I'm not sure, sir, but 520 square foot is a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. We're talking the whole east side of the property and the south side, sir.
Those fence panels are about 10 feet, so 52.
I'm just curious, so that's,
Quite a few.
I don't have a fence, but, you know, in case.
Yeah, just as far as his extension of 30 to 45 days, I'm assuming he didn't realize that he's gonna get 30 days to begin compliance, or is that 30 days on top of what the normal?
He's asking for an extension, sir, for 30 more days until,
Beyond the 30 days that he normally would get?
from tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is typical.
That's what I thought, so I think we're good
It's
with
gonna be in the motion.
Yeah.
Any other questions for the code officer? Thank you, Lori.
Yes, sir.
Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I can do it.
You wanna do it? I can do it.
Somebody,
Go ahead.
whoever wants to do it, do it.
Do it.
Okay. In case number 21-5710, I move that the city has proven by greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace Code exists on the property located at 12260 Morris Bridge Road. The violation of Section 8-166, subsection 5, subsection A. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that the said violation be corrected on or before our next board meeting, which is March the 9th. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continues past the date set for compliance. I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
A second.
Motion is second, any further discussion? Seeing none,
Can I just make a comment?
yes.
He had asked for 30 days or more. Remember, this is only, that 28 days.
Yeah, he can come back and ask for another one. Yeah. But appreciate it, though. Thanks for doing the math. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. Next case. So Lori, you'll tell him he's got 28 days and.
Yes, sir. I will email him back tomorrow and let him know the decision of the board.
That if something else comes up, he can come back to us in 28 days and ask for another extension, or, well, ask for a extension.
He'll be back from California by then.
So, thank you. Next case?
Case number 21-6133, City versus Fayez Abu Aish for the property located at 12911 Rainforest Street. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 12861E6, fences appearance, and Section 8-10213B, exterior walls maintained in good repair. Case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Lori Smith. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman and board members. Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on November the 1st, 2021. My inspection revealed the north side wooden fence in disrepair and front wall staining. At that time, I left 2 door hangers with the compliance date of November the 23rd, 2021. My inspection on November the 30th, 2021 revealed no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with a compliance date of December the 16th, 2021. No one was at home, so I posted a notice letter at the front door and requested a copy be sent certified and first-class mail to the owner of record. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. My inspection on the 24th of January 2022 revealed no change. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violation taken by me on January 26, 2022.
Accept those, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows a notice letter posted at the front door. Exhibit 2 shows the north side wood fence in disrepair. Exhibit 3 and 4 shows the front wall staining. As of today's date, the wall staining violation is now in compliance, and at this time, I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance. However, the second violation concerning the north side fence is still in disrepair, and I'm seeking a ruling. Mr. Chairman, also, the resident did contact me on Monday, February 7th, 2022, requesting additional time to complete the repairs if she was involved in a car accident. May I submit affidavit of compliance, sir?
We'll accept that, thank you. Any questions for the code officer?
So we have one violation is
Yes,
taken care of, which is.
8-10213B is in
This is good,
compliance.
yes.
Sir.
And 12-861 subsection E subsection
Fencing,
6
again.
is not in compliance.
That is correct, sir.
And does it require permitting that fencing thing?
If she replaces more than 3 panels, yes, sir, it would.
All right. Okay, I'll try this one.
Not there yet. Any other questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll now entertain a motion.
Thank you, Dave. Existing.
You gotta do the existing income.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Oh,
Got it?
yeah.
All right.
In case number 21-6133, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 12911 Rainforest Street, with the applicable codes violation code section 12-861 subsection E subsection 6 and violation 8102 subsection 13 subsection B. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer Lori Smith, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation of which is received and entered as part of this record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed for the violation of code section 8-102 subsection 13 subsection B, exterior walls. Because the violation were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing. I further move that the remaining violations be corrected on or before our next meeting on March 9th, 2021. 2022, still. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violations continue past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, next case, please, motion carries.
Case number 216675, City versus Josela F. Smith for the property located at 510 Hibiscus Drive. Cases before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8-102-13C, roofs maintained in good repair. Case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Director Tom Baroni. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Code Board members, Tom Baroni, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on December 3rd, 2021. My inspection that morning noted a blue top over the roof shingles on the south side of the structure.
I also noted vegetation impeding the street gutter on the dead-end street. Based on the history at this property, a notice of violation was prepared that same day with a compliance date of December 22nd, 2021. I also posted the notice at the front door as well as requested a copy to be sent out certified in first-class mail. I also requested a copy to be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. My follow-up inspection on the 24th of December noted that the vegetation in the street was taken care of. However, the top remained covering the damaged roof shingles. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence that was taken by me on December 10, 2021. Exhibit number 1 shows the posting of the notice letter. Exhibit number 2 shows the top placed over the damaged roof shingles. I'd like to submit at this time.
We'll accept those, thank you. Any questions for the code officer?
My inspection on the 7th of December noted that the blue top was removed and the roof shingles were repaired. At this time, I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance.
Certainly accept that.
Thank you, sir.
Accept that, thank you. Any questions for the code officer?
Thank you.
Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
All right, I'll do this one as well. In case number 21-6675, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 510 Hibiscus Drive. Code section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Director Tom Baroni, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that no fine be imposed because the violation was brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
This is repeat case number 216793, City versus Rebecca Mariana for the property located at 406 Dunedin Avenue. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of section 12860, inoperative vehicle, outdoor storage equipment. Case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Jose Silva. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were both properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. Jose Silva, Code Compliance Officer. This is the second repeat violation at the residence, which was generated from a citizen complaint on December 9th, 2021. That time I noticed an inoperative vehicle in the driveway of the residence with no tag. The original case for this inoperative vehicle was presented to the MCEB December 12th, 2018, MCEB 18-3665. That time, there was a finding and a $30 a day violation was assessed, but the violation was corrected within the specified time and the notice, an affidavit of compliance was completed. The first repeat violation for the inoperative vehicle was presented to the MCEB on September 11, 2019, MCEB 19-4158. The respondent was found guilty in the repeat violation and assessed a fine of $30 a day till the violation was corrected. The violation was corrected and the property brought into compliance after accruing $90 fine. On December 9, 2021, the second notice of repeat violation was generated. I posted the notice at the front door of the residence as well as City Hall, also mailed copies, both certified, regular mail to the address of the registered owner and email. On December 22nd, 2021, I re-inspected the property, found no change. This time I'd like to submit both orders of the MCEB that were held in 2018 and 2019.
We'll accept those, thank you.
I also have 7 photographs that I would like to submit.
Accept those.
Exhibit number 1 shows the posting at the front door. Exhibit 2 through 7 were taken between December 22nd and January 22nd, 2022. The property was out of compliance for 17 days that the vehicle was uncovered. At this time, I would like to ask for a lump sum fine of $510.
Currently in compliance?
It's currently in compliance. Prior to even generating the second repeat violation, I left 2 door hangers at the house on 2 separate occasions for them to correct the problem, which they did, comes back out of compliance. And the citizen the complaints kept rolling in, reference the vehicle.
Just out of curiosity, is it the same vehicle every time or a different vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Same vehicle? Go ahead.
Any explanation from the owner as to why they have
It's a rental.
okay. Is why, okay, from the renter then as to
I
why.
haven't spoken to him.
Okay.
Got a different hang on.
So that, in order for it to be in compliance, this needs to be covered, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
It's
very-
covered at this time, so
Very easy to do, okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, that was my question, you think the wind is blowing it up, or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, just,
he's
that's,
doing a poor job of keeping it covered.
yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
What's
Submit an affidavit of compliance, sir.
the $510 is 17 days times,
30. $30 a day.
30 a day from the previous, yeah.
You could go higher than that if you want, would like to.
Well, you know me.
I stayed with the 17 days times 30 is 510.
Yeah.
Hang on, wait a minute. Maybe my calculator's wrong.
And
570 divided by
that's for
30
maybe Ernest.
is 19 days.
No, 17.
No, 17 times 30 is 510. 510.
Oh, 510. I thought he said 570, sorry.
I'll take the 570 if you,
I have a question for Ernest.
Go ahead.
What can we do to, but I know that this is a repeated violation. This is the 3rd time, right?
this is the second repeat,
Second repeat.
but the 3rd case there.
Third case.
Third case, second repeat.
Second repeat.
You have a case, becomes a repeat, then it's a repeat of the repeat.
And he's not cooperating very much, and
No, sir.
It's currently in compliance.
Was the first,
and we have to put a fine on this one.
Yeah, it's a flat,
It's a flat-
one-time fee, it's in compliance. This is just for the 17 days it was out of compliance.
was the first fine paid? Just curious. The 90.
Sir, this is not a first time thing.
I
Prior,
mean the $90.
The $90.
$90 that we.
the $90 was the first repeat.
Right.
It was 3,
Paid.
Was it paid?
I don't know.
Oh,
Still outstanding.
Yeah, but he's in compliance. Did he have the chance to come and tell us something?
Served with the paper.
I know,
else, yeah.
yeah, but he did not show up. I wish he showed up so we can help him out, but that's my personal opinion, but.
Any other questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So this would be a repeat violation,
Yes.
like?
Well, but it's in compliance. It's a repeat violation that's currently in compliance. But it was out of compliance for 17 days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you can't follow the script word for word, but you can figure it out. Smart guy like you can figure it out.
Repeat violations, yeah.
Okay, I'll give it my best shot here.
Go for it.
In case number 21-6793, I move that the city has proven by greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 406 Dunedin Avenue. And the violation, section 12-860, inoperative vehicle. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Doug.
Jose Silva.
Jose.
Jose Silva.
Well, Jose. Jose Silva. I'm sorry, Jose.
They're all wearing masks.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. I just want to see if you're awake. Okay.
I'm not sure who should be offended.
Along with other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that the respondent, even though in compliance at this time, has found to be a repeat violator several times, as defined by the City Code Section 1-63, because the respondent has been found to have violated the same provision of the City Code within the previous 5 years. I further move that a fine be assessed because of the repeat violations for this occurrence. The code compliance officer, Jose, suggested a fine of $510, I think, but I would suggest a fine of $15 a day for the 17 days out of compliance, and certainly I would add $90 to that for the violation that was assessed but never paid previously.
It's already there.
It's already there. Hasn't gone away.
He still owes the money.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're saying
That he would owe that along with the $15 a day for the 7
$255 is what you're suggesting.
Correct.
Okay, so we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next case, please. I think that's everything.
Unfinished.
Unfinished business, yep.
Unfinished business, if you're ready for that.
We're ready.
We're ready.
Okay. So case number 210786, City versus James L. Evans and Joyce Evans for the property located at 11305 East Queensway Drive. The extended deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight.
Okay.
We already did the next one, and then we have,
Just want to remind, is this the one for the roofing?
I have
The
I have a
chimney.
photo- I have a photo to show you tonight, if he was here, but he's not here, so it
Doesn't matter, yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
and that property's still out of compliance. Then we have case number 213784, City versus Natalie Bruth Holmes and Julie B. Talent for the property located at 6112 East 110th Avenue. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Smith for Section 828A1 dated January 13th, 2022. Case number 213954, City versus Mikhail Harambor and Maria H. Alvarez Reyes for the property located at 201 Forest Park Avenue. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Allen for Section 828A1 dated February 4th, 2022. Case number 214950, City versus Point Plaza Lot 3 LLC for the property located at 8710 Harney Road. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Silva for Sections 103A and 81665A dated January 13th, 2022. Case number 215268, City versus HSR Tampa LLC for the property located at 8728 Beverly Drive. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Silva for Section 828A1 dated February 3rd, 2022. And that property was out of compliance for about 21 days for a fine of $525, and that respondent has already paid the fine.
Oh.
So it won't even be recorded as a lien, which is good. Case number 215354, City versus Peninsula Holding Group, LLC, for the property located at 533 Broxburn Avenue. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Silva for Section 828A1 dated January 13th, 2022. Case number 215699, City versus Mark T. Harrison and Lori R. Harrison for the property located at 305 Bannockburn Avenue. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Allen for Section 12860 dated January 13th, 2022. Case number 211592, City versus Peter B. and Genevieve M. Holst for the property located at 5215 Lawnwood Drive. The expiration of compliance is tonight at midnight. Case number 216270, City versus David J. Smith for the property located at 12607 North 51st Street. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Smith for Section 128593 dated February 3rd, 2022. Case number 216306, City versus Nihad Darwish for the property located at 6319 East 113th Avenue. The extended expiration of compliance is March 9th, 2022. Case 216402, City versus True Capital Group LLC for the property located at 105 Deer Park Avenue. The expiration of compliance is tonight at midnight. And then I have two more that are not on the agenda, but on the liens list, accruing liens list. Case number 24202, City versus McNatt Family Enterprises LTD for the property located at 12904 North 56th Street. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Director Brony for Section 28A1 dated January 25th, 2022. So that lien is no longer accruing. And one more. Case number 214556, City versus Peninsula Holding Group LLC for the property located at 533 Broxburn Avenue. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Silva for Section 1035 dated January 28th, 2022. So that lien is no longer accruing as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Other board action. Does anybody have any other board action? Seeing none. New business. I have a couple of items, but if anybody else has anything, they may go first. Okay, first, again, I want to commend you and your team, Tom, for all the properties that have been brought into compliance. Good job. And then second, but certainly not last, tonight is one of our members' last nights. Mr. Buckley is his last night with us. Thank you for your service. Much appreciated.
Thank you, sir.
I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing in this time slot, and you decided to come here and help us out, and it's certainly appreciated. And yeah, certainly will.
Thank you.
That's all I have. I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion, you have a second?
Forever.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.